Ozempic. You have definitely heard the name. It's the weight loss drug that has absolutely taken Hollywood and, let's be honest, all of social media by storm. It really does seem like some kind of miracle shot, right? A shortcut to the body everyone wants.
I mean, you see these incredible transformations all over your feed. Celebrities are dropping, huge amounts of weight in just a few months, and it's fueling this global frenzy. The demand is actually so insane that it's led to shortages for the very people the drug was made for, type 2 diabetes patients.
But you have to wonder, right? Beyond all the headlines and those before and after pictures, there's got to be another side to the story, one that isn't really being told. So what is the real cost of losing weight this fast? Okay, let's dive in and find out.
So first things first, what even is Ozempic? Well, its main ingredient is called semaglutide. It was approved by the FDA way back in 2017, but not for weight loss. It's a diabetes drug. It's designed to help control blood sugar by copying a hormone in your gut called GLP-1. The massive weight loss, that was originally just a very, very powerful side effect.
And here's how that side effect actually works. Semaglutide basically just slams the brakes on your whole digestive system. It makes your stomach empty out way slower. At the same time, it's sending these powerful signals up to your brain that say, hey, you're full, which totally crushes your appetite. The end result? You just don't feel like eating as much, which creates this massive calorie deficit without the constant mental battle of a normal diet.
Now that sounds pretty amazing, I get it. But forcing your body into that kind of extreme calorie restriction comes with a price. And the first hidden cost is all about what you're actually losing. And believe me, it is not just the fat you are hoping to get rid of. Okay, so think about it like this. When you lose weight the old-fashioned way, with diet and exercise, a healthy loss is usually around 75% fat and 25% muscle. That's pretty much the accepted baseline. But Ozempic, it completely flips that ratio on its head.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at this shift. Studies are showing that with semaglutide, the weight people lose is closer to 60% fat and a staggering 40% lean mass. That's mostly muscle. You're losing almost double the amount of important functional tissue compared to traditional weight loss. That's a huge deal. And this isn't just about not looking as toned. Losing muscle that fast can actually trigger something called sarcopenia. It's a serious condition of muscle wasting that we normally only see in the elderly. Some experts are saying that losing muscle for a year on these drugs is like what a person would naturally lose in 20 years of aging. 20 years!
And of course, that rapid loss of volume doesn't just stop at your muscles. It hits your face too. The term Ozempic face has gone viral for a very good reason. When you lose all that structural fat in your cheeks and under your eyes so quickly, your skin just can't keep up. It leads to this gaunt, hollowed-out look that can make you look years older, almost overnight.
But honestly, worrying about a gaunt face is just the beginning. The way this drug messes with your stomach can lead to much more severe and sometimes even permanent internal damage.
Remember how Ozempic slows down your stomach? Well, for some people, it slows it down so much that it causes a condition called gastroparesis. That's literally stomach paralysis. Food just sits in the stomach for days, leading to this debilitating nausea, constant vomiting of undigested food, and just awful abdominal pain.
And the risks don't even stop there. If you look at the official information and what patients are reporting, there's a whole cascade of other serious possibilities. We're talking about pancreatitis, which is an incredibly painful inflammation of the pancreas, gallbladder disease, kidney failure, even a rare but devastating kind of vision loss. And there's more. These side effects are so serious that they've now kicked off a huge wave of lawsuits. Thousands of them have been bundled together. The main argument is failure to warn. The people suing say the drug makers knew just how bad the risk of stomach paralysis was, but didn't make it clear enough on the warning label.
Okay, so we've talked about the deep physical effects, but there's another hidden cost that people are now starting to talk about. A fundamental change to their personality and their ability to feel joy.
So that GLP-1 hormone that Ozempic copies, it doesn't just work on your gut. It turns out it also hooks into the brain's reward and pleasure centers. So by turning down the volume on the pleasure you get from eating, the drug might just be turning down the volume on everything else too.
People are reporting what some are calling the Ozempic personality. It's marked by something called anhedonia, which is just a clinical term for losing all interest and joy in things you used to love. Hobbies, friends, even sex. They describe feeling emotionally flat, anxious, depressed, like the color has just been drained out of their life.
And look, this isn't just a few people talking about this online. The risk is so real that the official FDA label for Wegovy,
which is the exact same drug just branded for weight loss, has an explicit warning. It tells doctors point blank to monitor their patients for depression or suicidal thoughts. This isn't buried in the fine print, it's a major concern.
But if I'm being honest, maybe the biggest, most important hidden truth of all is what happens when you stop taking the drug. Because it turns out the miracle is temporary, but the consequences? Those can last forever.
The clinical studies on this are, well, they're devastatingly clear. Once you stop the injections, your body fights back, hard. On average, patients will regain 2/3 of all the weight they lost, and they'll do it within the first year. 2/3.
And here's why that rebound is so brutal. The second the drug leaves your system, that powerful appetite suppression just vanishes, and this ravenous hunger comes roaring back. But here's the kicker. Now you're fighting that hunger with a slower metabolism. Because remember all that muscle tissue you lost? Yeah, that's gone.
So let me be crystal clear about what this means. After you rebound, your body composition can actually be worse than it was before you ever started. You end up with less muscle than before and an even higher percentage of body fat. You've essentially traded useful, functional tissue for more fat, which just sets you up for a really vicious cycle.
And that right there is the trap. To keep the weight off, the only real option for a lot of people is to just stay on this very expensive medication forever, exposing themselves to all those long-term risks for the rest of their lives. It stops being a temporary fix and becomes a lifelong dependency.
So look, while Ozempic is without a doubt a powerful tool and a genuine lifesaver for many with type 2 diabetes, using it for purely cosmetic weight loss is just so much more complicated. It offers this incredibly tempting promise, but it comes with this hidden price tag of physical, mental, and financial costs. So the question we're all left with is, where exactly is the line between a medical breakthrough and a really dangerous health trap?
If you want to analyze medical questions yourself in seconds, using evidence-based medicine principles, the link to the service is below the video.